Hi guys, today I thought I'm going to do something different than my mixed media typical stuff. It is the first time I'm recording my tablet view from camera here, so I really hope it's going to be okay. It might be a little bit shaky. It's going to be a good test, so we're going to have a look. I literally have a gym weight here just to steady this little tripod thingy, so let's give it a go. If it's really bad, obviously you're not ever gonna see it, and I'm never gonna upload it, but I thought it would be nice little thing because I wanted to show you what I do on my tablet as well. So I'm aiming to give it a little bit like a vintagey kind of modern vintage look. Quite flat. I might add a little bit of shades, I'm not sure. I'm always tempted, and then it looks a bit overworked, so it's experimenting, right? It's just fun. So let me tell you what I've done so far. I did a sketch which is very loose, very free. It's not super kind of accurate to the point of, oh my goodness, this is in a picture and this is it, this is not. This is very common area, a very well-known area from millions of photographs on Instagram because it's so colorful, so pretty. It's in Chelsea in London, so you can see this those buildings. They're very colorful, very traditional. I love it, so I thought, why not? Let's make a really nice design from it, nice illustration. So I have inserted image on top of my sketch, which is, if I just bring the opacity to 100, you can see it is a watercolor paper. So I took a picture, I think I scanned it actually, my watercolor paper, and I can use it now to give a little bit of texture. So it's a good way to give kind of traditional, more organic look rather than digital. But I don't like it too heavy, so I'm just going to bring the opacity down, and it's on the multiplier layer. So when you draw underneath, I'm going to put a layer down here. I'm going to choose any color just to show you. Draw underneath. Oh, is it right? Okay, fine. You can still see that watercolor texture on top. Hope that's visible. You see? That's better. Okay, without further ado, guys, I'm just gonna start drawing and tell you what I'm doing. So I was toying with an idea of maybe having a second go of sketch, but I think I'm just going to go with an inking phase. I don't think I need to do another sketch, otherwise the drawing will become quite stiff and very technical looking, and this is not my aim. So this is our, what is it? It's just an empty layer. Okay, so we need to take our sketch and bring the opacity a little bit down, so we will be able to see what we're doing. Now I'm locking, so you swipe to the right, lock, and now I cannot draw on top of that layer, because number one problem that sometimes happens is when you start drawing on top of your sketch, and then you cannot turn that sketch off or delete that layer in the future. So it's a very common problem, mistake. So I'm just having a little drink of coffee and my throat gone a bit dry. Anyways, let's get back to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with line art first, and for this one I'm going to choose my beautiful strong brush, which I think it's from, let's see where it's from. Yeah, it's made by Max Backs, and fantastic. He's got a few different packs. I can't remember which one that was because I kind of move everything into different folders, but these are amazing, and I will be using this kind of off black color. So if I pinch my fingers like that, I can move the canvas over we're on the right layer, always worth checking. Let's see how thick the line should be. A little bit too much. So this is number 13. Try to remember that in case I need to change that later. Now I think that's a little bit too high actually on a second thought. And it's going to be entirely up to you what sort of style of line work you like. It took me really long time to figure out what I like in terms of the line work. And eventually I settle for this kind of this look. Okay, so we've got a main shape. Let's turn off our sketch. Yeah, I like that. It looks like a real ink. And you would think, okay, you can draw one window and then maybe copy paste. But I avoid doing that because it will look very obvious. I rather, oh, maybe too far. I rather sketch everything, draw everything separately, just so it all looks drawn. So you'll be amazed how much your eye will pick up on those things, and your brain knows. Your brain knows better than your consciousness. So yeah. Even if it's a bit wonky and they're not identical, this is actually our aim. And I'm not worried. I'm kind of crossing over that plant that's going to be here, because that could be our like a second goal. Just shaping, making those main shapes. I wonder what you've been up to this week. We have weekend here. It's Friday and the weather is lovely, so I'm a little bit surprised myself that I decided to come here in my cool north facing studio and doing this drawing with you, because it's lovely out there and it's just I should be on my swing in the garden instead of. So I decided to go into a cool little cellar like room rather than sitting in a lovely sunny garden enjoying the sunshine. But you know, I used to do that when I was a kid. Instead of being in a garden, I would go, my grandparents used to have a beautiful big house and in a village. Oh, that last window was a bit too big. And I would love going into the cellar. It wasn't creepy cellar, it was just like a very, very ground floor of the house that was used for very practical stuff, including my granddad's painting kind of studio. But it was nothing glamorous. If I say painting studio, it was just like a room where he had his easel and all the messy stuff, rugs, because he was oil painter, so rugs and things, and it obviously it needed lots of space. And thinking back now, how did he manage that when they lived in like a one-bedroom flat before? I don't know. Anyways, I'm digressing massively. So I used to love going just to that cellar and with a book and just sitting there, and it was so weird because it was so lovely outside. So I would sit there until I get a bit cold, and then it was really nice to go out into the outside and warm up in the sun. How weird is that? Maybe I'm not weird, maybe more people did that. I just like quiet time with a book. So I'm doing something similar now. When I finish here, I'm going to be a bit chilly. I'm actually sitting in like a woolen, I'll show you actually. It's like a woolen traditional, oh you can't see because I've got no light. Traditional kind of hugging, like a poncho, Scottish one. It's lovely, but it's not a poncho sort of weather. Do I like these stairs? I don't know, there's a wonky here. Oh dear, I'm going to be fussing now. I'm going to like straighten that line. The problem is I get micro sucked into it, and then I need to look at the bigger picture. Okay, that's a bit better, a bit more balanced. But having that hand-drawn look is absolutely fine. So don't worry, it has to be mega straight, and it's not what it's all about. Little knocking thing. Okay, I'll try to do halfway. Where? So I wonder, where are you today, and what's the weather, and what's the time of the year when you watch this video? That would be really good to know. Here is spring. It's end of May now, and the weather is beautiful at last, because we didn't have the nice weather for a very long time, and we were thinking that maybe the spring has bypassed us and just it's not going to happen at all. But it's definitely improved. Okay, it'll be worth it going over that line. Whoops. So let me know. There's so many tutorials online on YouTube on Procreate. So I don't want to really create a content that is already there, already kind of well known, and maybe some people would do it way better than me, so I don't know if there's any point. But if you have any particular question about Procreate or tablet, please let me know. I have my tablet since 2018, and I have to say I use it every single day. Every single day on my tablet. I love it. Oh, let's do those big house and divisions. And it's been a bit tricky at first. It took a little bit of time to learn, of course, and it wasn't so simple. Luckily, there's loads of material online. When I was starting photography in 2006, 2007 kind of time, there was nothing online. You could not find a course. Internet was very much basic. Not like today, like every second person releases courses. They're not even in a business for that long, and they know a little bit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because if you're a step ahead, you can teach someone something, that's awesome. What I'm saying is that it's just abundance now, so much different than it used to be. Okay, let's put those little plants. Topiary, because I love it, as usual. I wonder what is this art style when you have kind of line like this. So I recorded yesterday a video for my mixed media picture, but I'm not going to upload it because I'm not happy how it turned out, so it's going to be redone. I'm just thinking I might change the shape of this bush, something like that. Rather than the same, so we don't want to repeat exactly the same what's already there. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a long process, I can already see. but it's nice. And you know, you got an option, because I thought, should I put music on or should I just chat? Because I used to really love those videos where you can listen to the creator and the chat, and it feels like we're kind of painting together. So that's nice. And I thought, if somebody actually doesn't want to hear me talking, they can just mute and put music on instead. So please feel free. I will not be offended at all. I will not want to even know about it. What sometimes takes a few goes. So I will not be offended in comparison to the other ones. Okay, it's for you. You are watching this and you decide what you prefer. So I think it would be nice to finish those windows with a little window sill here. And you see, you can always, if you do a sketch that it's not set in a stone, you can always come back and you think, oh, that would actually benefit from a little bit of detail, or a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that's cool. So just going a little bit more, a little bit more. I think London is a definitely fascinating place to visit, but there's no way I would be able to live there for a long time. I'm sure you can get used to everything. So you can get used to everything, but I don't know, it's just crowds and it's difficult to move around. You can just drive somewhere effortlessly. There are some rules, and oh, an ice cream van just pulled up. We'll not be having any ice cream. And my son just shouting. He's just leaving for his acting class, so he won't be able to have it anyway. So this ice cream van is new in the area, and I've seen on one of the Facebook groups people were complaining that he's too quick. He just doesn't stop for long. And people are like, oh, you need to give us some sort of schedule. Where you going to be? I was running to get my purse and he was already gone. And I was like, oh. Funny how people are so into the ice cream truck. I suppose it's fun for kids, right? Because, you know, these days you can get your own ice cream from supermarkets, but it must be like an experience thing. Those windows looking okay in terms of perspective, so I tried my hardest to, yeah, it's alright, they're a little bit wonky, but it's fine. So maybe we do those double windows here as well. Can you hear the ice cream van? It's going. That was literally millisecond. How was anyone supposed to get an ice cream? was kind of drawing, checking lines, how I like lines and so on, I was thinking it looks a little bit like, I don't know if you remember those adverts from Red Bull. They had a similar style, I think. Oh dear, they're trying to get fast into the class. Now getting late. Okay. Let's just check if we're in the right layer. Yes, it happened to me before, where we look at the very end and everything's on the same layer. And you just have to pretty much start over. The only positive is that you already done it once, so if you do it again, so the positive thing is that you can draw it again and it's going to be probably better. So, you know, silver lining. Let's turn off that sketch to see. Okay. Just making up shapes as I go. With those plants, it doesn't really matter. Once I look at the whole thing, it always can be a little bit adjusted and changed. Maybe another, thinking what would suit here. Palm tree sounds, I think. Just don't want this to be too distracting. Okay, let's get back. That's better, a bit more traditional shape. Sometimes I like adding loads and loads of details. Sometimes it's just better to keep it quite simple. I would want the color to play a little bit of game in here. So when you have lots of color and lots of kind of so much going on, I'll make those smaller. Everything is just fighting for attention and nothing gets attention. That looks very satisfying, I have to say. When I used to work in Chichester as a post lady, a long time ago. God, no! Nearly 20 years ago? Nearly 20, yeah, 20 years ago. Oh, can't believe I just said that. Oh my God, 20 years ago. I sound like some sort of storyteller from a million years ago. When I was working there, I remember delivering mail to very similar properties. Yeah, and every time you had to open a little gate or open a little thing, there were no stairs to go up on those particular ones, but oh my goodness, it was not easy. I feel like I should do another one here. Doesn't have to be very detailed drawing of a bike. That's the thing, I'm not very good with vehicles. Cars, bikes, God. I remember when I was in year sort of preschool age, we had to draw a car and I was completely blank. Completely, so I kind of drew something that looks like triangle with square shape. Oh, struggling with this one. So ever since, vehicles are definitely not my bag. I love landscapes, sometimes buildings, as you can see, but not too boring or complicated, something cute. Have we got all the puzzles? Have we got all the pieces? Let's see. I think we do. Oh no, some plants on top. Right, new layer. So it's going to be easier to kind of delete the ones underneath. Now moving to another layer and just deleting what's not. What else? One here, maybe cacti in here, or like a little pom-pom sort of plants again. Now just look how it's, yeah, I like that. Not sure it's not taking too much attention. Yeah, we'll keep that. Oh, the ice cream van is back. It's very easy because I'm just swapping the layer and deleting whatever I don't need. Don't think I'm going to put anything else in it. I'm quite tempted to put a cat in a window. Maybe on this one. Like a little outline. Just a little bit like that. Cute. Adding texture to those plants. Oh, I just love using iPad. Oh, it's a delight. And I have my matte paper, matte kind of screen thing. It just makes it so much easier, much more pleasant. Also, I don't know if you heard, but new iPad is coming out. It's probably out now. Megabucks. But what they did, the kind of smaller version, non-pro, is now available quite cheaper than it was, and you can use Procreate. So if you don't need bags and bags of storage and super fast, you can then buy the cheaper one. Oh, that looks so nice. I'm not sure whatever to put, like a curtains in there. Meant to be different style, this whole thing, but it's just cuteness has won. here we're going to do like a Roman blinds. Always wanted blinds with those little things. So pretty. Ooh, look, it's missing. Stuff is missing here. Different heights, so there's interesting sort of look. Just to indicate it's a blind. Maybe here the curtains. Just to give it a bit of a variety. Okay, and I think we're ready with this sketch inking, sorry. Alright, so we need to merge those two layers, merge down, so those inking will connect. Anything missing? Oh, I think we got everything. Not happy about the door though. I'm gonna change door a little bit. Gonna add a bit of detail to the door. They look a little bit plain, and the door in this style building will never be like a plain wood like that. Like a modern, it looks like it could be a glass. So if we have this, just give a bit of indication of a style. And they have a Christmas wreath on. I think it's springtime, but this family went on holiday abroad and they left their Christmas wreath on. I can't believe it. It's just so inappropriate. You need to sort your wreath out. I love those spring ones, or made of lavender. You can get not just the Christmas ones, of course. Just a little bit of texture. Have you got Procreate? Have you got different apps on your iPad? I also have Fresco, but I never really got into Fresco. Even though I have exported my brushes from Photoshop, which are my favorite ones, I never gone into Fresco so much. I also have Affinity Designer and Illustrator on my tablet. I'll make a little bit thicker here, playing with the line. Am I in the right layer? Yes. I have locked that sketch layer, but just in case, to make sure it's not being drawn on. Okay, and maybe just a little bit of like a curve thing here. So we have an idea it's a street, not just like out of nowhere. Just an indication. They're not yellow lines, it's a curb. Hopefully that is kind of... I'm going to do it again because it looks like it could be lines, because they're in such a different width, length rather. And that's the beauty of working on tablet. You can delete things, make it into one long thing. Okay, that's fine. Don't want us to take too much attention away from the viewer, because this is our main area we want to concentrate on. Okay, last little look before we... Oh my god. Making funny noises here. Before we move on. Sketch off. And... Right. We can always open it back on. So we're going to now lock our inking layer. I'm going to add a layer for background, which is going to be this cream I absolutely adore for backgrounds, and another layer which will be our color. And I'm going to choose, so before this class I had a little bit of swatch of what colors I wanted to do, just to have a rough idea. Okay, so this one, and the brush for this one, you'll be pleased to hear that it's actually in your pack. It's dry ink. It's under inks normally, but I do keep it here in my one pencil case, let's say. Right, so and if it goes over the line, that's fine, that's the styling choice. And it looks very much like a kind of paper, ink and all that. That cut was a good idea. I love this brush because it leaves a little bit of texture. I'm just gonna pop. Do I need to put another layer? Okay, I'm gonna remember that's the color. And that's usually the most tedious bit. It can be quite meditative. I don't mind. I'm just worried that my battery is going to run out before I finish, so I'm trying to crack on and not to bore you too much. So some people would kind of select it and drop color fill, but I prefer to do it manually, again, like drawing every element, because it just gives a bit more believable look. It gives that hand-drawn look and a little bit of texture. I don't know if you can see those little pixels here. It's basically like a chalky style of brush. Okay, and I think next one is kind of like a pink, light pink. That one, it's beautiful. It took me a little bit of time to come up with this palette. It was brewing for years, and then eventually I sat down. I spent the whole morning kind of choosing and selecting and playing and looking if it all works together or not. So it took a long time, but it was definitely worth the effort. I think I found my palette, and all the colors work nicely together. I'm aiming for this kind of vintagey look, but also really sweet. In the last year I had a massive clarification on what I want to do. Actually, it was in the last probably 3 months where I finally thought, okay, I like this and this and this, and I really don't like doing this or that. And this is one of the things that but I decided to kind of quit the arts club, because first reason is I just didn't have enough time. I just wanted to do things laser focus on things that are important to me at the moment. So surface pattern, my channel, and just, you know, I didn't want to do all different mediums or sketching for the first few weeks or things like that. So I wanted to concentrate on my own things. And yeah, the other thing is I just started seeing what I want and what I don't want. It's such a relief. It's just because you're a bit more concentrated now. Oh my gosh, I love it. And the third one is kind of warm shade of yellow, because I looked with that lemon one, but I didn't like it. So this is the one. It's a bit like mustardy, very, very much on a warm side. I love it. Oh, I love this color. So pretty. But it took a really long time and lots of energy, lots of frustration, lots of collecting favorite artist, favorite work, favorite kind of feelings. It's even hard to say what I mean exactly, but lots of things I already kind of thought a long time ago, but I didn't let myself to like it fully, and I kept searching and kind of circle back to the same stuff. So if you're looking for your style, you're not sure yet if you have your style, it just takes a lot of time, lots of work, lots of kind of number of work. You have to go through volume and then maybe concentrate and try to do like a style. Oh, I did fill out those windows, doesn't matter because it's gonna go with a blue. Lots of experiments. So I would sit down and only, let's say, do one picture in 5 different styles, and I would then decide what technique I prefer, the same sort of image, and what texture I like, or what line art, and just concentrate that one day on that one aspect, not on everything at once, because it can be really, really overwhelming, and you feel like your brain doesn't feel comfortable, and your brain wants to always stay at the comfy level. So it will do everything to sabotage you. It's actually a good idea to push yourself, but in a very direct, laser focus way, not just like, oh, I'm going to do a million gazillion things without any thoughts. Okay, so this is our house it's looking at the moment. Things we're going to add next, I think those doors and windows. So let's do the windows first, and I chose this kind of cool blue, and this time I'm going to do it on a separate layer. Oops, smaller. Oh, kitty cat. We'll have to do kitty cats in some sort of color, maybe white. I'm kind of thinking, and not worrying, but thinking about what color, because I want to use limited palette here. I don't want to use all the colors of the rainbow. I want to really be specific with what I'm doing. And there's like a little bit of an unfinished look here, and that's fine for me. You can be very precise, but I kind of like that that look. It looks like a misprint. So yeah, I'm going to be concentrating in the next few months on pushing that style even more. Trying with cross-hatching, with different type of shading, maybe developing that color palette a little bit more, just different experiments, but thinking about it, not just sitting down and drawing, thinking, considering what would be a good idea to develop. There's quite a few Skillshare classes as well. I wanted to take on that. There's a really cool one about how to design vintage packaging for matches, and there was a lot of information there on this sort of style, because you know, I don't want to do exactly the vintage style. I want to have my own spin on it and develop my own signature style. Why not? But it feels very good, very nice when you finally arrive somewhere. It's like after very long trip at the sea, you finally see a dry land, and you think, yes, there is hope. There is hope for me. And the best way is just to go by one color, and kind of color everything you think it's going to be this color. The thing is, you know, we can always change the style over time. I don't think we're truly staying with the same style for the rest of our lives. That's such a nice contrast, look at that. One more left. The other houses I wanted to do was a Cornish kind of cottages, but I tried and just didn't look right. So yeah, too much of a white. Now we're going to concentrate on doors. So first off is this darker pink. Is that one? Yeah. it's quite simple, but once you start playing with those colors all around the page, and there's not many colors, they just gonna pop in the right places. So that's the first one. Now we're gonna pick up a new color, which is this light purple, and it's okay. You could do it so much quicker just with filling the things, and maybe put texture on top if you wanted to, but I much prefer doing it that way. Let's not forget those little windows as well. Which blue was it? This one? Okay. Better. Okay, now greenery. Which green are we going to choose? Do we want this dark one, or do we want this kind of pastel-y one? Quite like this one. But this one gives a little bit of pop. Let's see. Yeah, I think we needed that pop of green, because otherwise it'll be just too stale. Here, maybe here as well. Trying to do that one as well. That looks a bit like a puddle shape of it. Now we're going to add some kind of terracotta plants with the same color here, that intensive pink. And amazing how different color looks in relation to another color, because I would not think. Now, do we want that red? No, I think we want that kind of cream white thing. Then it will mix with a cat. Choices. Yeah, that's fine. Cat can be still white. Yeah, I think it gives a bit more elegance, the white. And I was thinking doing the blinds as well. And those little things as well on top. I wish I knew what they hold. It's all coming together. Not sure if I'm not putting too much detail, but as long as they're in the same color palette without too many different colors, hopefully it's not going to look too crazy. Okay, suppose it looks fine. It's just lots of work, lots of details. That would be quite nice actually, you know what? Just outlining that. No? Yeah, I like that. Sometimes I just discover things and I keep it for future. Another little technique. Maybe they'll kind of see through those little curtains. A bit more delicate. Okay, still need to do this one. I highly recommend keeping a color palette prepared. You can get the color palette from Pinterest or create your own. There's a whole color theory and there's quite a lot to it, but basically you're looking for not mixing too many colors at once, keeping it cohesive, giving like a theme. Trying to find the one we used for those doors. I think it was this. I mean for this house. Oh yeah, we still need to do that door. Got a plan for that door. You'll find out in a second. It's quite a similar color though here. Okay, so maybe I'm underneath the layer or something. Very similar color, which is fine, it works. Here we're going to use that kind of delicate green, different shade of green, but it goes super lovely with this a yellow. Let's see. And you could put them on different layers and so on, but because we're not doing any shading, anything very complex, we don't need to have them on really on the separate layers. Okay, now some more green stuff here. Why is this brush so... Oh goodness, I think I'm using the one that is very druggy, like a very supported to be stable, and I prefer not to. Okay. Need to keep an eye on everything. Okay, let's do those plant pots now. I don't think we got that much left already. Plant pots in this very intensive pink. It looks like red here, but it's actually this pink and this red. Oh, way too bright. Different jobs. Plant pots. Forgot what we were doing for a second. Lovely. 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 Maybe too much came over line. One will be darker. and that one, and we're going to take that light pink that is on one of the houses, and that's going to be the one on the front here. Oh, we still got that one. That could be this light version as well. It's worth to kind of lean back and see, what do you prefer? What do you needs changing? Need to come back to this darker pink and do these plants as well. We forgot about these. And trees and those more delicate green. Purple door. It's like Friends. From Friends. Let's go into our beautiful honey yellow. Yeah, there's lots of boxes. And a knocker. And a knocker. You can find some really funny shaped knockers in London, or generally online on doors. There we go, and let's do those plants with this green so it stands up a bit. It's really nice. So I'm not sure whether to do anything with those stairs, whether to move them into a different color or not. I could use kind of grey, and then the street as well would be grey. And break things up a bit nicely. Yeah, that looks really good. So, you know, it doesn't cost you anything to try, just your time and effort. It's coming back to the tablet. I think once this one dies, I will be getting a new one, but am I going to get a Pro? It really depends where I'm going to be in my job, if it's going to be in a full swing designing or what it's going to be, because it's not cheap at all. You can't really justify. So it will be decision made is closer to time, and this one actually gives out. Just creating a bit of a road so those houses exist somewhere, they attach to the floor, not just up in the air. It's a really fun exercise actually, I quite enjoy that. One more thing I'm going to add after I've done with this. I will be adding some clouds, I think. And again, it's a experiment, guys. So adding new layer and just popping it on the back, just over our background. The color I'm going to choose is going to probably be that blue that we had earlier. Make it bigger and just why is it so has a little bit of drag. I need to take it off. Stabilization. I don't want any stabilization, but a tiny bit. Do I like that? No. We'll see when I'm finished. We'll see if I like it with the sky, or with the clouds, or without. Now I'm wondering whether to do the top bit white, all that bit white. And again, we're going to try. Because if you don't try, you don't find out. I treat those sessions like it's my experimentation. It's a great motivator for me to turn up and do this. So let's see with and without. It's a bit strong contrast. I don't think I like it too much. I like it without. So delete. And this curve thing, just to go over, just to go add a little bit of texture here. Cool. I like that look. Maybe not with white, maybe different color. Oh look, we forgot about those curtains here. What color should we do? Just samey. Look, that dark pink would look very strong. I quite like that. And this is our finished drawing, guys. There we go. I'm thinking of changing those clouds with a bit of a texture. Clipping mask. I'm going to add that white, that cream, and go with a texture pastel, a large size. Yeah, that's nice. And reduce the opacity, make it a bit more subtle. It's like two different styles mixed up. I don't mind that. So this is it, guys. Thank you so very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have created something gorgeous as well, and I'm looking forward to our next session. Until then, bye.